The word fate often swirls around in conversations daily. You hear people say things like, just have faith in God, or I have faith that things will be okay. But really, have we examined this word clearly to really know what we are saying when we use it? The truth is, most people haven't. So allow me to explain it for you. According to the dictionary, faith is often described as a strong belief in a supernatural power, or powers that controls human destiny. Now, the fact that this definition sort of ties into fate, it will only leave one deaf to the true meaning of the word. So, it's always wiser to search for the meaning of words based on the facts of its origin. With that said, the etymological meaning of the word faith is trust, and to trust is to have reliance on something you cannot verify. In other words, a belief. Belief is the assurance of things hoped for and the conviction of things not seen, which is clearly blind faith. And blind faith is truly for blind people. Welcome to Back to the Basics, where you learn facts, hope you embrace it. Watch, like, share, bring in awareness. Watch, like, share, bring in awareness. I'm fearless. Welcome to Back to the Basics, where you learn facts, hope you embrace it. Watch, like, share, bring in awareness. Watch, like, share, bring in. The word belief is by far one of the most dangerous words in the English language, for you can believe in anything and still be 100% wrong. That should let you know that belief truly infers doubt, which is uncertainty. When one is uncertain of anything, that is a confirmation that they do not know, for they lack the necessary information that would have made them confident. For instance, if you were driving an automobile and you did not know that your brake pads and your rotor were worn out, no matter how much faith that you have in your car, you will be crashing into something when you attempt to put your feet to those brake pedals. And this will only put yourself as well as others on the road at risk. And that is a fact. Now, let's ascribe this same scenario to religious belief. Let me ask you a question. Is it possible that you could have been trained to believe in the devil as God? Let me say that again for you. Is it possible that you could have been trained to believe in the devil as God? If you're honest with yourself, you probably would say, yes, a person can train you to believe in anything. But let's go a little deeper. If I were to ask religious people who created evil, they would say that the devil. And yet, according to their religious book, Isaiah chapter 45:7, it clearly states that God created evil. If you were to ask them who created racism and hatred, again, they would say the devil. And yet, in their own holy books, it was God who put hate in the world. According to Genesis 3:15, it states that God put enmity between Eve's seed and the serpent's seed. Now, when we look at the word enmity, it translates as the word hatred. Here's another question. Who brought cannibalism into the world? Yes, I said it, cannibalism. You know, people eating other people. Not the devil. Yes, you guessed right. It was God again. Now, according to Genesis chapter 3, verse 14, God cursed the serpent for telling Eve the truth about the tree in the midst of the garden. And the punishment to the serpent was for him to eat thus all the days of his life. The word thus is significant here. Why, you may ask? Because in verse 19, God tells you that man is dust, and unto dust shall man return. Sounds like cannibalism to me. But hey, who's judging? People eat what they want to eat, right? What I'm expressing to you by showing you religious quotes in the scriptures is those who plagiarized and mistranslated the scriptures that you read today wanted you to worship the devil as God. And unbeknownst to yourself, because of your faith in God, you believed it. And in believing that which is wrong, you inadvertently forfeit your soul. This is what blind faith does to you. Now, fate, on the other hand, means an event or a course of events that will inevitably occur in the future. In other words, that which is destined to happen. And yes, I am talking about predestination, but in a practical sense. You see, life is full of ebbs and flows, gives and takes, and everything must be balanced out at the end of the day. This is called the law of fate. In physics, it is expressed as for every action there's an equal and opposite reaction. It is commonly expressed as what goes around comes back around. And even in the Bible, it is expressed in the book of Matthew chapter 7 verse 12, where it states Therefore, all things whatsoever ye would that men should do to you, do ye even so to them. As you can see, these are clearly all expressions of the law of fate, or simply cause and effect. Whatever thought or deed, yes, even thoughts, that comes from a person will be returned to that person. It may not come in the same manner or form, but sooner or later each person will confront the results of his or her actions. Now, what does that mean? Well, it simply means that a given or a generous person will draw a response of warmth and love from others towards them, and a hateful person will be disliked until they remove that negative quality. This is a universal law, and no one can evade it. These reactions are not always experienced immediately, and sometimes human beings' reactions are not easily learned, for negative patterns may be concentrated for many years before a person actually realizes it. Unfortunately, a single lifetime may not be sufficient for some people to obtain perfection, especially when you have people out there uttering negative verbalization like nobody is perfect. I say to those people, speak for yourself, not for the gods and goddesses. Do you ever wonder why some people have it so hard in life, while others have it so easy? Well, the reason for this is humans are constantly creating a new fate for themselves every moment, every minute, and second and hour of the day. Some are constantly creating heavens for themselves, while others are constantly creating hell, right here on earth. Now, this is definitely not a matter of cruel or unconcerned fate that set the stage for these types of situations, but rather one's own fate. That's right, you are the causer that creates negative or positive effects in your own life. Your life is truly your own responsibility, whether you are aware of it or not. I know it's hard to come to terms with that reality. I had to myself, but in understanding this truth, you can move towards creating a better destiny for yourself. I often hear people say things like, "What I don't know won't hurt me." It sounds good. To some, it may even sound profound, but the reality is, it just ain't true. There are a lot of dead people who fell victim to such belief because what you don't know can and will hurt you in the long run. It's just fate. So, to conclude, faith, F-A-I-T-H, is the belief in the unknown that carries one's doubt. And fate, F-A-T-E, is your destiny in which you are creating by your deeds and actions, whether good or bad. So stop believing and start taking the driver's seat in this carnal body and control the direction of your fate. Right knowledge is a good place to start because correct information will set your fate on the right path. The decision is totally up to you. I'm Kef Ray, and this is Back to the Basic. Like, share, and subscribe. Facts we stated. You wanna know something? Go back to basics. Mozart trapping was called the Matrix. The world frivolized, yet it's hard to face it. So I spread truth, hope you embrace it.